Your anxiety and depression might not be mental illness. They might be a vitamin deficiency. Over 40% of Americans are deficient in this one vitamin, and it directly controls your brain chemistry, neurotransmitter production, and mood regulation. The vitamin is vitamin D, and fixing this deficiency could transform your mental health in weeks. Doctors prescribe antidepressants without checking vitamin D levels. They treat symptoms without addressing the root cause. But research shows that people with depression have significantly lower vitamin D than healthy people. Correcting the deficiency improves depression scores as effectively as medication in many cases. The shocking statistics. 42% of Americans are vitamin D deficient. In people with depression, that number jumps to 65%. Studies show that people with vitamin D levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter have significantly higher risk of depression and anxiety. The lower your vitamin D, the worse your mental health symptoms. This isn't correlation, this is causation. Vitamin D directly affects brain function, and deficiency creates the biological conditions for depression and anxiety. How vitamin D controls your brain. Vitamin D isn't actually a vitamin, it's a hormone, and it has receptor sites throughout your brain, particularly in areas that regulate mood and emotion. Vitamin D controls the production of serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, the neurotransmitters that determine your mood. Low vitamin D means low neurotransmitter production. This is why you feel depressed when deficient. Your brain literally can't make enough mood-regulating chemicals. Vitamin D also protects brain cells from inflammation and oxidative stress. When vitamin D is low, inflammation in the brain increases. Brain inflammation is directly linked to depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline. Vitamin D regulates over 1,000 genes, including genes involved in brain development and function. Deficiency disrupts these processes, affecting how your brain operates. The seasonal depression connection. Ever notice depression worsens in winter? That's vitamin D deficiency. Your body makes vitamin D from sunlight. In winter, sunlight is weaker and you're indoors more. Vitamin D levels plummet. Depression rates spike. Seasonal affective disorder is essentially vitamin D deficiency disorder. People with SEID have significantly lower vitamin D levels. Studies show that vitamin D supplementation in winter reduces depression symptoms and prevents seasonal mood decline. The anxiety link. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't just cause depression, it's strongly linked to anxiety disorders. Low vitamin D increases production of inflammatory cytokines in the brain. These inflammatory compounds activate the stress response and trigger anxiety. Vitamin D regulates the HPA axis, your stress response system. When deficient, the HPA axis becomes dysregulated. You're stuck in chronic stress mode, manifesting as constant anxiety, racing thoughts, and panic. Studies show people with anxiety disorders have lower vitamin D than healthy controls. Supplementation reduces anxiety symptoms significantly. Why? You're deficient. You're not getting enough sun. You need 15 to 30 minutes of direct sunlight on bare skin daily. Most people get far less. Sunscreen blocks vitamin D production. SPF 15 blocks 93% of vitamin D synthesis. You live far from the equator. In winter, above the 37th parallel, you can't make vitamin D from sunlight at all. You have dark skin, melanin blocks UVB absorption. Dark-skinned people need 5 to 10 times more sun exposure. You're overweight. Vitamin D is fat-soluble and gets trapped in fat tissue. Obese people need 2 to 3 times more vitamin D. You're older. Skin's ability to produce vitamin D declines with age. People over 70 make 75% less. The studies that prove it A meta-analysis of 14 studies found that vitamin D supplementation significantly reduces depression symptoms, especially in people with clinical depression. A study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that vitamin D supplementation improved mood as effectively as antidepressants in people with deficiency. Research in nutritional neuroscience showed that low vitamin D levels predict the development of depression years later. What level you need? The medical establishment says 20 nanograms per milliliter is sufficient. They're wrong. That prevents rickets, not optimizes mental health. For mental health, you need levels between 50 and 80 nanograms per milliliter. This is optimal for neurotransmitter production and brain function. Most people with depression have levels below 30, some below 20. No wonder they're depressed. How to fix it? Get tested. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxyvitamin D blood test. If you're below 30, you're deficient and need aggressive supplementation. Between 30 and 50, you need supplementation. Above 50 is therapeutic range. Supplement with vitamin D3, not D2. D3 is the active form. D2 is synthetic and less effective. If severely deficient, below 20, you may need 5,000 to 10,000 IU daily for several months. If moderately deficient, 20 to 30, 3,000 to 5,000 IU daily. For maintenance, once optimal, 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily. Always take vitamin D with vitamin K2. K2 ensures calcium goes to bones, not arteries. Take with a meal containing fat. It's fat soluble and needs dietary fat for absorption. Get sunlight too. Supplements are essential, but sun exposure is beneficial. Aim for 15 minutes of midday sun on arms and legs several times weekly during warm months. Don't burn, just moderate exposure. What to expect? Vitamin D takes time to build up. Don't expect overnight results. Within 2 weeks, sleep often improves. Vitamin D helps regulate melatonin and circadian rhythms. By 4 to 6 weeks, mood typically begins lifting. Energy increases. Motivation returns. Brain fog clears. By 3 months, most people notice significant improvement in depression and anxiety. Some feel completely different, like a cloud finally lifted. The higher your initial deficiency, the more dramatic the improvement. The B vitamin connection. While vitamin D is number one, B vitamins are also critical, particularly B12, folate, and B6. These vitamins are cofactors in neurotransmitter production. Even with adequate vitamin D, if B vitamins are low, neurotransmitter production suffers. Many people with depression are deficient in both. Addressing both creates synergistic benefits. Consider a high-quality B complex along with vitamin D. Omega-3s matter too. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA from fish oil, are crucial for mental health. Your brain is 60% fat. Much should be omega-3s. When deficient, brain cell membranes become rigid and inflamed. Studies show omega-3 supplementation reduces depression and anxiety. Combined with vitamin D, the effects are powerful. Aim for 1 to 2 grams of combined EPA and DHA daily from high-quality fish oil, not a replacement for therapy. Vitamin D, B vitamins, and omega-3s are powerful, but not magic pills that fix all mental health problems. If you have severe depression, trauma, or complex mental health issues, you need professional help. Therapy, counseling, and possibly medication are important, but nutritional deficiencies make everything worse. Fix the deficiencies and therapy works better. Medications work better. You have a foundation for healing. Your anxiety and depression might be vitamin D deficiency. Supplement with D3 plus K2. Aim for levels between 50 and 80. Add B vitamins and omega-3s. In weeks to months, your mental health could transform. The cloud lifts. Energy returns. Life feels manageable again. Your depression might not be in your head. It might be in your blood. Fix the deficiency.